Today, we're talking about the Denon DJ Prime 2 standalone controller. Some features, what I like about it, and more coming up next.
I think you're better without me. Know for a fact that you're happy now. Hate that I treated you badly. Not much to do except apologize. No, I don't want you back, not at all. I just wanted to give you a call. I regret what I said at the mall. No, I don't even miss you a bit. You and I didn't work, didn't fit. And I think you were right, I admit. I do. I hope you hear me through. No, I was bad for you. So I gotta tell the truth. I didn't mean to call you a liar. I didn't mean to start up a fire. Baby, hurting you was not my desire. The only thing to do is tell you I'm sorry.
So this is the Denon DJ Prime 2 standalone controller. It's decent size. You know, it's got some weight to it, but you know, it's not bad. This is it compared to my head. I actually have a massive head, so maybe this isn't really the greatest comparison. I'm gonna put this back down. So the Prime 2 starts at street price at about $1,500, but I always suggest you make contact with the salespeople at the places that you're going to, because just don't buy things at street price. You can always get a deal if you actually talk to someone. I know we love to just click and buy, but hey. Anyways, beyond all that, standalone 2-channel controller. It's kind of the Prime 4's little brother, but you don't lose all that much in the Prime 2 compared to the Prime 4. So let me bring this back up a little bit here. Oh, is this like a boombox now? I should stop. Anyways, microphones, FX, master outs, more FX, your center channel strips, jog wheels, all that. I mean, if you've ever seen a DJ controller, you know how it's laid out, and it's laid out like a DJ controller. So let's talk about the mic inputs. 2 channels, XLR inputs on the back, low, mid, and high controls, and talkover function. No effects built into the mics like you kind of do on the Prime 4 with the hardware control, but that's okay. As far as effects go, on the top of it, you do have 2 effects sections. The screen is part of your control, whereas on the Prime 4, you can control your effects just based on the hardware, because it does have the little tiny built-in OLED screens. The Prime 2 doesn't have that. But you do have an effects select knob, your time knob, and your wet-dry knob, as well as an on-off feature. The screen is a 7-inch touchscreen, and I tell you, it feels like you're using any high-end, touchscreen, tablet, iPad, etc. It's a little bit smaller than the Prime 4, whereas the Prime 4 has a 10-inch screen. This is only 7, but it's not that bad. You don't lose all that much with having the smaller screen, and the interface is pretty much the same as it is on the Prime 4. Very well designed, very intuitive. It makes sense to use. In the mixer section of the Prime 4, you have a master kind of knob for doing knob things. A master knob for navigating through the menu selection. You can press it to select things, and you also have some back and forward, as well as some load track buttons. Gain is right up on top. Your EQ section, your high pass, low pass filter, faders, the headphone section, and you can do split Q, and then you're down to your crossfader. Pretty standard stuff. On the control section, the jog wheel is just like the one on the Prime 4, same size, has the built-in screen, which I love. You have a great loop control section that has an in and out for manual, as well as a press knob like the main knob in the mixer section that you can use to set your loops. I think this is great. It's super intuitive, very easy to use. You also have a start-stop speed control knob, so if you want to do those slow breakdowns, you can do that. If you want to do that slow startup, should I do that again? All right, I'm getting a little silly here. Maybe I need more coffee. In addition to the start-stop, You have your fader controls, pitch bend, kind of everything that you would expect out of a really well-built controller. Transport section is very similar to any Denon controller that you've ever used. The hot cue buttons are a little bit smaller than they are on the Prime 4, but you have your play button and your cue button, and what more can you ask for? On the front of the unit, you do have a crossfader control knob, as well as switches to assign your channels either through or to which end of the crossfader, so you can reverse things like that. On the headphone inputs, you have a standard 3.5mm input, so your regular headphones, no adapters needed, you can just plug right in. Gone are the days of looking for the 1/4" adapter for your headphones that everyone always loses. But if you're like one of the few people in the world that does happen to have their 1/4" adapter, you have that as well. Or you have headphones that just have a built-in 1/4" adapter because they're super pro. You can do that too. So let's talk about ways of putting your music into the Prime 2. It does have an SD card slot, as well as a USB slot on the top. And on the back, you have 2 more USB inputs. So there's really no excuse. You can always get someone in here to play with it. And the software analyzes the tracks on your USBs super quick. So even if you don't have anything prepared, or if someone wants to jump in and play and they have a record box formatted USB, they can plug that in and go. It's gonna work, I promise you. It's gonna work, it's great. Denon's really like, oh, you use Pioneer? No problem, we got you. Come to the dark side. Or maybe Pioneer's the dark side. Yeah, I'm gonna call Pioneer the dark side. So you can also put in an external hard drive into the bottom of this. There's a port right there. There it is. Put it back down. I really should stop like lifting this and tossing it around. So on my Prime 4, I have actually put a terabyte hard drive into that unit. So since I've gotten the Prime 2, I have been using this. This is a SanDisk 500GB SSD drive. Works really well, and that way I can plug it into both of my players, or if I ever get the SC6000s, which I really want an SC6000 and the 1850 mixer. Those are great. Sorry, but I have enough Denon gear right now. We're good. But anyways, if I got those, I could use this too. So multiple options for getting your music onto the Prime 2. So say you need to download a track. Well, guess what? Prime 2 has Wi-Fi built right into it. You can connect to Tidal. I believe you can connect to Beatport and SoundCloud. If not, maybe that's coming soon. I haven't really tried it yet because I like to try to own most of my music, and I suppose I should probably go and play with the streaming stuff, but it's definitely a cool option to have. I think as we're going to find, a lot more people are going to be using streaming services in the future. I know, own your music, have it in place, but I tell you, the streaming stuff is cool because most of it's set up right now. If you don't know, it's not actually streaming from the server as you're playing it. It downloads it locally and then you can play it. So that whole like, oh, I don't want to stream my music, it's going to get choppy and not sound good. No, you actually download it first and then play it. So no excuses. I guess I should, maybe I should probably play with it a little bit more. Maybe that'll be another video talking about streaming on the Prime series. So one of the big things that I know everyone wants to know about, especially because it's what I talk about on my channel all the time, is SoundSwitch. Does the Prime 2 work with SoundSwitch? Yes, it does. The whole Prime environment, everything works with SoundSwitch. So just like on the Prime 4, this has a StageLinq Ethernet output on the back. Connect an Ethernet cable to your laptop running SoundSwitch, start perform mode, and you're good to go. This also works if you're running video. If you want to use Resolume Arena, you can connect this to your computer and run visuals tied in to your music on the Denon Prime 2. Super cool stuff. I want to play with Resolume a little bit more, but I also don't have $1,000 to spend on that software right now. So yeah, click like and subscribe to this channel and all that stuff to help me, get this channel better. And maybe I'll be able to afford that. And then we'll do a Resolume video. So who is the Prime 2 for? So if you don't need 4 channels of playback, or you're never going to use that, then yeah, you probably can go to the Prime 2 instead of the Prime 4. You know, size-wise, I mean, this really isn't that bad of a size for a controller, and it's a little bit heavy, and if you put it into a case, it's going to be a heavy case, but this could really be a great option for that, you know, mobile DJ. The Prime 4, I think, would work better for some people that, A, want all of those features because that's how they mix, or even as an install in a bar or a club. But the Prime 2, I think, is definitely better focused to the mobile DJ that wants to, you know, slim their setup down and streamline and not have to worry about, you know, having multiple computers and all that. So right now, this doesn't work with Serato, unlike the Prime 4 where it does work with Serato. And I'm not sure if anyone has figured out the virtual DJ mappings for this yet, because I know that that's like a whole another weird world, and I'm sorry, I don't know anything about virtual DJ. But it doesn't work with Serato. But that's okay. If you're going to get into one of these kind of players, the whole point is stepping away from the computer, not being tied to the computer. Now, as someone who comes from the Serato family and has used that, and that's still one of the softwares that I do use, it takes some getting used to, but I've gotten used to it, and I love this. It's just fantastic. So I actually do manage my music in iTunes mostly, and then update it into Engine Prime, and that's because I use Serato as well sometimes, and it keeps everything connected. So I actually did a video explaining why I do that, which I'll link to up here somewhere, so you can go and check that out. So the Prime 2, you know, it's a great little controller. I've used it a few times out, and you know, hopefully once pandemic is over, I'll get to use it out a few more times. I've mostly been streaming on my Prime 4, but I think the Prime 2 is going to earn a place in my streams pretty soon as well. So, super fun controller, definitely worth checking out. I'm going to give you guys some links down below that you can go to buy one. I also link to the hard drive that I use, and you know, whatever else I link to down there. I don't know. I copy and paste it. I know. I'm sorry. Letting you in behind the scenes, just copying and pasting stuff. That's what we do. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions about the Prime 2, the Prime 4, or anything else in the Denon world, please leave a question down below. If I can't answer the question, I will get an answer for you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.